Hello?
Yo, what up? How are you, man?
I'm doing good. What's the deal, dog? What's going down?
Chilling, man. I'm in downtown, thinking about grabbing a drink at the Gopher if you want to kick it.
Oh yeah, shit, let's get it. You already know the vibes. It's my
Oh,
spot.
oh, fuck yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll catch you soon then.
Easy. Yep.
All right, later, brother. When you started making music,
Yep.
did people believe in you?
I think it's kind of like that. That's that typical like, oh, you want to do in the music rap. The kind of like people like skeptic, or it seems so like repetitive. You know what I'm saying? So there definitely were like people that was kind of like skeptic and kind of like, oh, are you trying to be the same, whatever the case may be. Um, but it was all like I think it was like short lived for me. Um, because I was more into like writing and like poetry. So I started doing like poetry and stuff beforehand. So um,
Yeah,
I think I was quickly able to change that narrative.
yeah. I know, like from hearing you like make one of your most recent songs like at
Yeah,
the studio,
yeah,
um, and just like how you worked with the sound engineer and that whole process of just making a song.
yep,
Like I thought that was like a crazy experience for me
yeah,
because I was documenting it and I was like, damn, like my guy knows his shit
yeah,
like to a T. Like
yep,
you knew how to talk to the producer.
yep,
You like led the whole charge with even like let me add the ad lib here, let me add the ad lib there,
yeah,
let me do this, let me do that. Hold on, let me redo this. Let me just
yeah,
like add say in a higher tone.
yep,
I'm like damn, like that's crazy to me because when I when I focus in my photography aspects, like I'm the same way.
yeah,
And to know that like you know your shit to that point where you could
exactly,
like really control the narrative and
yeah,
control the studio
yeah,
and like be full in command, like
exactly,
dude, that's always something that you have to like admire or like even like show people because some people just don't like people think it's easy.
yeah,
People think like oh
it's,
yeah, I can make a song. Like
yeah,
nah, no you can't.
yeah,
Like
it's not. But it's also I've spent a lot of time in the studio. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like I know how to record myself.
Yeah.
That was one thing that like separated me from a lot of artists at the times because I was able to record myself and I was provided that space to be able to do such a thing. So it's very rare that I will bring in like other engineers outside of my main engineer that I've been having for the same 15, 14 years.
Yeah.
So when I am working with other or allow people in that same space with me, this was a newer studio we was using,
Yeah.
and kind of letting the guy be involved with the process. Um, it's important that we get things as close that I'm used to doing them like solo. You know what I'm saying? When I'm by
Yeah.
myself and stuff like that. So um, it's important, man. But it takes spending a lot of time in the studio. I've spent, you know, I just know how to work the same equipment and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So
Do you feel
that's
like
all.
do you feel like those like in your most recent song, and it's called
They know. I think yeah,
They
they know.
Know,
Yeah.
you kind of brought up a bunch of things that happened in your life.
Yep.
Like in like most recent occurrences,
Yep.
you it seems like that you know how to funnel like pain and turn it into art.
Yeah.
Now, have there ever been moments where you felt like damn, like how I can't turn this into like music, but I have to vocalize it or I have to like let it out some other way? Like, do
Yeah.
you feel like when you can't express your feelings through music, like it's hard to just even like talk about it, or are you with your family more? Like, or do you just express everything through music and
Yeah.
you know how to express like
Yeah.
perfectly through music?
I think a big part of my life has been expressing through music, but like I love fashion as well.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of times it translates to like me creating clothing or you know what I'm saying and stuff like that in,
Yeah.
in that design space or sewing whatever. When I don't feel like dealing with it in the music space, I'm able to turn whatever issues that I may have been dealing with.
Yeah.
I'm able to translate them sonically and make them accept it.
Yeah.
But it's just I think for me it's more just so like I'm kind of like I get turned off by a lot with like
Yeah.
the industry. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I purposely will like find a thing to express my interest into, because I'm just not an artist that it has to be of substance for me to even like write about it or just even talk about it or even want to like give it to people or you know what I'm saying or even allow people in that same space with me to consume it. So
Yeah.
it varies, but for the most part, I think I've studied a lot, man. I've I used to read dictionaries and I mean and write out dictionaries and I'm able to articulate and do a lot of things in the music space to kind of and I was exposed to a lot of ways of being able to talk about problems growing up.
Yeah.
So it's not an issue for me at all to do that.
Yeah, and it's cool because like I also know like the people that you are around with, like your group of friends. Like I'm happy to be a part of them, but you have such amazing friends, you know, who do amazing things.
Yep.
And I think it's one of those things where when you see how you are, like how you carry yourself with your friends and those who like kind of push you up, everyone pushes each other up.
Yeah,
we all try to.
Yeah.
Like we all are literally trying to help each other grow and be better. Like how grateful do you feel about like the friends that you have, or like what is your opinion on like the friendships that you've made, like the real friendships that you've made?
I think they're like a huge staple to my livelihood and just my overall like development as a human moving forward. I do have a good support system.
Yeah.
I've met a great collective of guys and girls as well who've been around and helped like shape and believe in like my plans. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the time. So that's always like a positive. I think it's very rare. I'm highly grateful. And like I said, to be able to like operate in a space of like creativity, even musically, and the level that and the capacity that I've had for the years, and still be of like some relevance in that space. It says a lot, and you owe a lot of that to the people around you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't take it for granted, like my support group and friends, and I think it's important, man. And it's something that I plan to keep close. It's something that's dear to me, and that's a huge part of like my ecosystem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's important to keep that balance for sure.
Yeah.
And shout out to the gang and everybody that's been around.
Shout out to the gang.
For sure.
Your time in Belize, like what has it like taught you as like an American individual, and coming back to just like America or California in general, like what are the stark differences and what are like the beauties that like the Belizean customs and lifestyle has brought you here and been like, oh, I could bring this here and like really show like Americans like, hey, not all friendships are transactional. Like because it's weird that like in American customs a lot of friendships are transactional.
Facts, yeah.
And it's like you can't just like talk to a friend and just like, hey, like how are you? Like how are you feeling? How you doing?
Yeah. I think one of the biggest overall like it's like the whole like communal aspect they have out there. You know what I'm saying? Like community. And I'm from here. LA is my home. But there seems to be this there could be a stigma sometimes about things being transactional, this space we live in with maybe Hollywood and just the code, everybody kind of give, you know what I'm saying, or take type shit. But culture was a big thing for me out there. Connecting with my family and my people, I'm half Garifuna, Belizean, so having a whole different like dialect, coming up around that, and just the whole small town feel of like everybody's kind of there to support each other, and help you through things. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's kind of going through the same thing, man. So that's kind of where it's like I think it was a big like factor or a breath of fresh air to see again, because out here it could be so chaotic. You want to run, and the Belize is kind of like more quaint, just mellow. It's like it's gonna be okay. We're gonna figure it out together. A lot of times out here you kind of got to sit in these spaces by yourself and figure it out on your own. You know what I'm saying? If you don't coming into it from a new area you visit, you got to kind of be in that pocket because everybody is on fast go mode.
Everyone.
Yeah, I think out there was kind of, it just slowed a lot more down, and the pace change is good. You know what I'm saying? And you kind of forced to be in that space to think for yourself, but it's good because it's like you're not in it alone.
You're not in it alone. I know that.
So
Dude, I've had my moments where like I just hit you up and I'm like, yo, I need to talk this shit out.
Yeah,
like
fact.
figure it out.
Yeah,
You know, and then like we end up doing like a music video
exactly
through all our resources, you know.
Yeah.
And I'll just wait for this to pass.
Yeah. Crazy. Going down.
I just feel like the fact that we have resources and we can use them to help like create better art, I think is so amazing, right?
Right.
Like you have a song. Michael has the camera technique. I have like the studio space.
Yeah,
and then boom, music video made. And then like it's just a part of like I guess like the whole narrative of where this isn't transactional. This is just like we just want to help each other. Like we literally are like, yo, like you got. Like, I like champion my friends all the time.
Yeah.
Like if you're doing something dope, I ain't gonna get bitter. Like I ain't gonna get mad. I'm gonna be like, holy shit. Like, do it again.
Type shit. Yeah, fact.
Do it better. You know, keep going. Have you met people along the way? I guess like for where you from, like have you met people that are just like, man, like fuck Davion, like he's just fucking like skyrocketing, and like why can't I get the same success?
I've dealt with that a lot of the times, you know, especially within the industry with people I grew up with, who we're not the closest anymore. It comes to territory. I've gotten exposed to a lot at an early age. You know what I'm saying? Within the industry, and you know, I had a good background with Top Dog Entertainment with TD for a while. I had buddies within the label who, you know, I felt a lot of the times who didn't really, who felt that, you know, I don't have the most traditional story. You know what I'm saying? And the space I was able to operate in under such an umbrella, it was, I suppose it came out later, it made a lot of people feel uneasy.
Yeah. And
I've dealt with that, man. I've dealt with it across the platform from different ways, and not even within the labels or companies, or, you know, you deal with people on a daily. It's how you hold yourself up to standards, and, you know, keep yourself. I like to keep myself intact in general.
Yeah.
So you deal with it across all platforms, man, and a lot of spaces. But it comes to territory.
Yeah, it does.
I've been, like I said, I'm grateful to be exposed to so much at an early age where not a lot can phase me or get me to a point where it is what it is. I know my worth. I know where I'm at. I know what's meant for me. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. But you're gonna deal with that.
Yeah.
No matter what you do. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure in your space you got people who kind of operate and feel like entitled over you or whatever the case may be. Though,
I recently had I'm not gonna say her name, but she's like Nepo baby in the manufacturing field. Yeah. And like clothing design, and she was just like, Jay, you don't do hard work. Yeah. Like I did you a favor. Exactly. But you're charging me more than like somebody who does 3 weeks of work. Exactly. And I was just like, hey, like I'm not trying to be like rude about what you do. Yeah. Like I don't mind me and how I run my business and how fast I can return a final product to you. Exactly. Like that's a testament of my skill. Exactly. My willingness and tenacity. But you're just like getting mad at me because you can't pay me on time. Exactly. And like, and thank you. So it's transactional. Exactly. But ultimately too, it's just people dealing with their own shit. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And maybe this is just something that's like meant for you. It's in your plan. A lot of things that I've been exposed to, maybe it's just part of my plan. You know what I'm saying? In a spiritual sense, man. So you can't really get, you know, it comes to territory. It sucks, but that's just people dealing with their own shit and like projecting and and you know, you deal with it with grace, bro. You know, like I said, I had close homies who I thought was who blatantly, but in the same space, they'll turn around and be like the biggest fans, or you know what I'm saying, and be like the biggest, come try to be the biggest supporters, but they just been dealing with their own shit a lot of the time, man. I think when they're projecting and like gaslighting, I'm just like, come on. Like, you playing yourself. Facts. Like you ain't 100%. Playing me. Like exactly. I'm gonna feel some kind of way, but like honestly, like I ain't tripping. Like I'm gonna be more now like skeptical of you. 100%. You know what a place. And then even maybe my next client, I'll be skeptical a little bit more. But it's like I'm still trying to just be 100 with people. Exactly. Like, keep it 10 toes down. Like yo, like this is how I work. Like I use AI. Like I'm fast with it. Like you know, like I'm gonna make it look easy, but this is the rate. Yeah. You know, like it's just an interesting time where even with like AI and just like being able to communicate like more logically through software and just like not really coming from the heart, it's like obviously it's just a fucking tool. Like it's not something that like I always use 100%.
Yeah.
I only use it for one little part of my business model.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, it's like editing.
Yeah.
That's it. But yeah, I guess I also like now in this age of like faster information and like everything's like even more in front of you.
Yeah.
Do you think like the way you're making your music is gonna change, or do you want to keep making your music like because you make it very like, in a sense, it is still practical. Like you just like build a whole track from the bottom up.
Yeah.
You get the track, you know, unless you like have somebody make it for you the way you want it. But like you came out with some pretty sick catalog of music.
Yeah.
And like, what's like the next song? Like, what's the next thing that you're trying to do?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have a lot of ideas, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As far as like, I still have like reference tracks.
Yeah.
Cause I still do write for like a lot of the artists a lot of the times to deal with that, to operate in that space. But for me, possibly more collabs, you know what I'm saying? I have a couple of ideas in mind, artists I've been reconnecting with, that's pretty dope. And I'm very strategic about like my music, you know what I'm saying? And how I operate it and who I operate in that music space with. So, there's definitely some things in like the works.
Yeah.
There's a guy, Kaz, who I reconnected with recently, who was signed to Dreamville. I'm looking to crank out some stuff for him, with him. So I got a couple of ideas for that. So through that, it's just, you know, it's I feel like I'm refreshed. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot more to talk about. There's been a lot more experiences happening. But like I think more just operating more that collaborative space, because I have very like few minimal like collabs vocally with me over the years. You know what I'm saying? Like they're very like strategic. And it's not as for the catalog of songs that I have. It's not too many outside people, but also it's like I have so much integrity with my music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think legacy is important for me as an artist.
Yeah.
So it's very important for me to just, you know, be careful, mindful who I allow in that same space.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's you want to curate a healthy environment.
Yeah.
And also one with talent.
Exactly.
Like you don't want to just work with anybody and just be like, fuck, like.
Yeah, timeless is important for me, man.
Yeah.
Like timeless. I think that's one thing. Is like timeless is like the main thing I've always pushed for myself. Man.
I think it's interesting because we live in two different worlds. Because when I started photography, I worked with any model. I worked with anyone, and like I can say like I have like maybe a good like 40% of my work that's complete dog shit.
Yeah.
And like I'm not mad at it. It was just a part of the process, a part of the learning aspect.
Yeah.
But now that I see my work, like I'm like grateful of the journey. But if I could have done it differently, like I would have for sure like gotten a mentor sooner, or, you know, like really like honed in on composition and all the aspects needed to create a good photo, you know?
Yeah.
Like when I see how you operate, or I see how like your other homies operate, it's like I feel like they're like, you guys are patient, methodical, and thought out, right?
Yeah.
And I just like gung-hoed it.
Yeah. But it's, I mean, there's no right blueprint or rubric, you know what I'm saying, to this shit. But everybody has their own path and journey. It doesn't make one better or worse than the next at all. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I think I just feel like for me coming up, and even with like my where I went to school at, I had so many like eyes of like, yo, you know, I'm from inner city, South Central. I went to school in the suburbs. I caught the bus to school in the suburbs. So over there they had like this whole like negative stigma, you know what I'm saying, on us. I think it was important for me to find a good balance in between like being this like articulate individual that I know I can be, that my family know I can be, but also like paying, you know, homage and respect to where I really come from, which could be more gritty, you know, and less polished in some ways, and keeping a good balance between that. I mean, I don't know if I drifted off from when we were talking about directly your question and shit, but I don't know if I went on a rant.
No.
Drifted off from your question. We were talking about what?
Didn't go on a rant.
I lost track.
I think like in the end of the day, it's like the journey is a specific journey to everyone. Like,
Yeah.
if you had
There's
to
no-
take the, if you had to take the
Yeah.
bus all the way to a different high school to get a
Exactly.
different experience,
Yeah.
or if I chose to shoot with whoever, whenever, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing to be ashamed about. It's something to always like work towards and like be about.
Yeah.
And like, I guess like just be about your story,
Facts.
be about your upbringing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like now, like in this current time, like how do you feel like about, I guess, not our administration, but just like how you see the world playing, from social media, from like people politicking, from people like just the whole community around you. Do you feel like people are starting to build more stronger communities, or do you think like the friend group that we have is like getting it together, but it's like the beginning of something great?
Yeah.
Like, do you think we're still in our infancies, or do you think like everyone's?
I think people are in a space where people are like finding their niche.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like sticking to it. Like, I think people are realizing, finding their pockets. You know what I'm saying? To like be in the operating, and you can thrive in those pockets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I see more people operate in that space.
Yeah.
More so.
Do you think like what space do you fall into then? Like, do you like to be in? Like, what are the spaces in LA that you believe in? And you know, like even shouting out homies or friends or what they're doing, or
Yeah.
like what you're doing. Like,
Yeah.
like what spaces are like truly like, whoa, like this is real LA culture, or this is real, like a real person building something.
Yeah. There's a conglomerate of people, individuals, and entities. I mean, obviously, you know, I do a lot with Bricks and Wood. Casey is that's my buddy, that's my guy. I still pay respect to like my old foundation showroom who paved the way a lot for me, and that's how I got involved with Billionaires Boys Club, Pharrell's brand. Obviously Hi-Fi. This has been my backbone and staple since I even started anything. You know what I'm saying? So this has been with me, this logo's been with me for years, and it's kind of a safe haven for me and a catalyst for a lot of things, and the relationships I have now with these different people, and we've done a lot of great work. So I find solace in like my peers and like friends and quite a lot of people, and if I can't think off the top, I apologize.
But you already know like that, like you have communities. You know, it's not just one.
Yeah.
It's like there's pockets.
Yeah, 100%.
Everywhere, and
Yeah.
it's. I've seen you like just like, you know, like when we go out, like
Yeah.
you fit well in almost every environment.
Yeah.
like people, you make good friends everywhere. I remember we went out to the art gallery, and at that art gallery, it was just like these old ladies
the art room,
owned
yeah.
it, the art room,
Yeah.
and like we just had a blast.
Exactly.
Like it was like nothing to us.
And
Just,
my
like,
my buddy Uri now
yeah,
actually has partnership with that company now.
like love
But
that.
exactly. But I was talking to him about it, 'cause I'm like, yo, just when he told me about it, just the year prior, we was there hanging out. We met the owners, which I still talk to. Shout out to Jen and her
Yeah.
husband. I still keep close with them to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's things like that of like importance and full circle moments that come back around.
I think it's always full circle.
Exactly.
The world is small, right?
Exactly.
Like it's kind of strange how small the world
It's
can
super
be.
smart, bro.
Like
super
you
small.
can't do anything here. You can't be
Facts.
sneaky here.
You can't be sneaky here.
Like you can't, because
And
like
if you are, you can't care that you sneaky.
oh yeah, yeah,
you gotta lean in it, bro.
yeah,
Yeah, rock out.
yeah. Lean in that sneaky trap.
Facts.
Yeah,
Rock out with your cock out.
that's
Pause.
yeah. Pause. I think there's like LA and its evolution, and like how downtown is just like as gritty as it could ever be. I feel.
Yeah.
Do you appreciate downtown for its grittiness, or are you getting a little bit more resentful for how it's turning and becoming?
Bro, this is like a huge, downtown's been like a huge staple to like my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, literally like, a huge part of my life is from downtown, like based out of the hub. So there's always like this bittersweet thing that's there. But I've lived so much life down here. You know what I'm saying? Between music, you know, the record label, TD record label was down here. My showroom office down here, living down here, there's different spaces, and you know, the whole hub of just the part of the community I have now with Casey and Bricks and Wood was all like part of like downtown. So there's always this bittersweet moments that I have with it. But for the most part, it's shaped a lot of my like life and character.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Outside of like my neighborhood I grew up in and you know, where I went to school at. This was probably like the next thing of like community that I was able to kind of like build in this space for so many years.
Yeah.
So it's bittersweet. But for the most part, I would say more so on the sweeter side of the city, you know?
I have my like stigmas in downtown, but it's just there's things that were unfortunate that happened to me,
Facts.
and then there's things that like I've like built something here, you know?
Facts, yeah.
Like I met a lot of people here, like
Facts.
a lot of people that I truly care about.
Yeah.
You know, like, and it's I think downtown will forever stay a place that it has its magic.
Yeah.
But also like if you are in it for too long,
Yeah, you can leave it.
The resentful is there, and you could leave immediately.
Yeah, 100%. That's a huge part why I was happy like able to keep the space where I'm at now.
Yeah.
Living, because it's kind of you able to detach for a bit. You like to sit here for so long, it can be overwhelming. It can get a lot, like it gets, you know, it gets tight knit.
Yeah.
You know, so you kind of feel like everybody's kind of stacked on top of each other type shit.
Yeah.
But it's important to have those spaces, you know, to just step out of. And I think that's a big reason why, like I said, I was grateful for like keeping like other places outside of here.
Yeah.
That allow you that little space and window to like breathe.
That is true.
You know.
That is so true.
But shout out to downtown though.
Yeah, shout out to downtown. Crazy ass downtown.
Crazy ass, there's been some good
What was
shit,
it? There was a moment where like I would step out of my fucking apartment. I'd be like, it's gonna be a beautiful day in LA, and then step on a piece of shit, and then I see somebody taking a shit, and then I see a guy getting his car impounded, and I'm just like,
You gotta shake it up. You gotta put your head down.
Like that Ben Affleck photo, just like stressed out with a cigarette, and like I'll smoke a cigarette from time to time, but man, I want to smoke a cigarette every day.
Yeah, facts, dog. It'll do that shit to you for sure. You got to take it in stride, gang.
Yeah.
Stay on your mission.
Do you feel like the native LA community, because I saw this in New York and I heard about this in New York, that like, a lot of the native New York community was getting pushed out to greater New York, like greater parts, like further away from like the Manhattans or the Williamsburg or the Queens and whatnot. Like they're getting just pushed out.
Yeah.
And do you feel like that's happening in LA? Like more and more faster.
Yeah, it is happening.
Yeah.
The whole gentrification, it's happening for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
But how is it affecting you? Or how is it affecting the people around you?
I don't think I think it'll more so affect people around me.
Yeah.
Being that if I understand how these inner city areas work, and you know, getting pushed out, they can't really afford to stay around, and getting pushed out to these different areas.
Yeah.
I understand it from that dynamic, how it can be rough on the community, because, you know, a lot of my old friends and neighbors, or not peers, but people I know growing up in these neighborhoods, they didn't really have the best situations, or don't always have the best jobs, or could be on assisted living, and you know, just different ways. And to see them have to be forcefully pushed out of a place where they found community and home.
Yeah.
I feel for them, but it don't really affect me as much. Being that, like I said, where I went to school at, I kind of was around it.
Yeah.
So this kind of reminded me of like, you know, I was able to adapt to these different spaces, but I was exposed early on.
Yeah.
To whatever gentrification may end up looking like for the people that wasn't exposed to it in my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel for the thing that's happening, but I think it's important for me to keep a balance in between, like I said, my livelihood and where I'm at, and whatever that is, whatever that situation is going to be. It sucks. But it's like, what do we expect from what we look at the state that we're living in?
Yeah.
Out here, you know what I'm saying?
I know. It's a very crazy time in America.
Yeah.
I think it's always been though, right? It's just always just changed to a different person and different space.
Exactly.
Where are you finding like new inspiration? Like where do you see it? Where do you seek it? Are you like going on walks? Are you reading books? Are you just like trying to like digest a different form of medium? Where are you finding new inspiration to really like, you know, build on what you are trying to build on right now?
Yeah. I think a big part is like letting life happen how it happens.
Yeah.
You know. I naturally consume like information. We are every day. Um, whether, you know, I love documentaries. I love books. I love, you know, audiobooks has been a thing for me.
Yeah.
Before I go to sleep, I've been playing audiobooks, and I think more. I'm operating more in the space of like fantasy. Just like letting things play out how they play out. What it's gonna be is what it's gonna be. You can't really control everything.
Yeah.
But like I said, there's a lot happening around us too. Like we talking about friend groups. I have a lot of dope ass friends doing dope shit.
Yeah.
I'm able to be a part of like a lot of good things. You know what I'm saying? And more things to come. I've you know, even more things that's not even been out discussed that's planned ahead of time that keeps me inspired. Stuff that we know is happening for next year to come. So these are the things you look forward to that give you hope. Because we're just trying to get to the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like we just want to get to the next day, man. So I think it's important to like look at the longevity aspect of things and like plan for the future to get you through them like trying times and should have an overall like a bigger goal that's bigger than you.
Plant as many seeds.
Exactly, man.
Just be busy.
Just be busy, dog. There's a lot of stuff. There's always something to get done.
Yeah.
Like if it's not with music, it's with clothing. If it's not me, still doing consulting, helping somebody else figure out a problem with their brand or what they got going on. Because I've been blessed to gain a lot of information hands-on over the years. So it just keep it busy. There's always inspiration around.
Yeah. What's I guess like I'd like to say this for the people that like feel like you, that want to be better in the music field or in the art field. Like, do you think there's a piece of advice that you can give them?
Just be yourself and just do you, man. Like whatever you feel is right for you, or whatever you feel is, you know, just stick to your guns, man. Just do you. Be authentic. Be true to yourself. It's so cliche, but it's the truth. And
continue it down the hall.
count your blessings, man.
Yeah.
And do it up.
Exactly.
That's how you rock out.
Yeah, I want to say this, Davion. Like, you're a great friend. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate like what we have to go through, the struggles of being artists, and nonetheless, dude, keep on. You know, I'm gonna always champion our friendship.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep on like believing in you and what you do.
Thank you. Appreciate it, brother. Shout out to that. Thank you.
He got really drunk and I lost. Oh, cheers.